Coronavirus makes its presence felt at the Nagaland Legislative Assembly as one legislator, a driver and bodyguards of two other legislators test positive for the virus. Dimapur and Kohima continues to see surge in the number of fresh cases even as the two districts are under complete lockdown. And Nagaland Chief Minister says the end of the protracted Naga solution will usher in the much needed peace and development in Nagaland. Well, those were the headlines. Hello and welcome once again to this news broadcast from News and Trends. We begin this bulletin by taking a look at this big development that's coming in from the Nagaland Legislative Assembly, where one of the legislators of the NLA and his bodyguard have reportedly tested positive for COVID-19 in Kohima. In addition, a driver and bodyguard attached to two other legislators also tested positive for the virus. The Mhathung Express newspaper, quoting a source, said that the positive cases were confirmed this morning. It said the results were part of mandatory testings of all legislators, their drivers and bodyguards at the direction of the NLA Speaker prior to the scheduled Assembly session on July 30. The tests were conducted on July 26. NLA Commissioner and Secretary has meanwhile informed that samples of 24 legislators, including drivers and bodyguards, which were taken on 26th and tested at BSL-3 lab at NHAK, have tested negative. The Commissioner and Secretary also informed that samples taken on 27th and 28th are awaited at BSL-3 lab at NHAK. Meanwhile, a total of 53 new cases of COVID-19 were reported from the state today, with the two worst hit districts, Dimapur and Kohima, reporting the bulk of the new cases, while Mhathung also reported 5 fresh cases. The addition of 53 new cases also means that Nagaland's tally of the total cases of the pathogen has crossed the 1,500 mark. In a tweet, State's Health and Family Welfare Minister S. Pangnipom said 53 new cases of COVID-19 have been detected, out of which 453 test results received. 29 were reported from Dimapur, 19 in Kohima and 5 in Mhathung. Dimapur still continues to be the worst hit district in terms of the number of positive cases of the coronavirus, with 29 more patients added to its tally today. Dimapur has so far reported 571 cases, while 167 patients have recovered. Active cases now stand at 404. Under lockdown, Dimapur has witnessed surge in the number of cases, with 141 cases reported in the last 7 days. State capital Kohima, where the lockdown is also being enforced for a week beginning 25th July, the number of cases continues to surge. A total of 210 cases have been reported from Kohima within the last 7 days, including today's fresh cases. The alarming rate at which the positive cases are emerging has forced the district administration to enforce a total lockdown in the district for a week to allow health authorities to conduct contact tracing and surveillance within the Kohima municipality. Overall, 427 positive cases have been reported so far, with an addition of 19 new cases today. A total of 126 patients have recovered, and active cases stand at 301 in Kohima. Mhathung, meanwhile, has so far reported 148 cases so far, with an addition of 5 new cases today. 8 patients have recovered from that district, and there are 148 active cases as of today. Kifri still remains the only district in the state that has not reported any COVID-19 cases so far. The state's tally of positive cases now stand at 1,513, with 577 recovered and active cases at 931. 4 persons have succumbed to the virus from the state. Recovery rates stand at 38.13%. Nagaland Chief Minister Nipirio today expressed hope that with the much-awaited Naga solution in sight, there would be peace and development in Nagaland which has been long felt desire of the people of the state. He said this during the virtual inauguration of the Nagaland State Banquet Hall at Kohima today. The Chief Minister in his inaugural speech said that it is a remarkable day for the state to have a world-class banquet hall. The long dream of having a suitable and standard banquet hall could be achieved today, ever since the idea of having a permanent banquet hall conceived in the year 2001. According to a DIPR report, Rio stated, "At this time of achievement, we remember our pioneers for their contribution who brought our state this far, building slowly but surely." He acknowledged the PWD and contractors for completing the hall at a time when a pandemic began and mentioned that it will be a privilege and moment of pride to invite the honored guests and other official ceremonies to be observed at the new banquet hall. India's COVID-19 tally went past the 15 lakh today, 2 days after it crossed the 14 lakh mark, with 48,513 fresh cases reported in a day, while the recoveries surged to 9,88,029, according to the Union Health Ministry data. The total coronavirus cases climbed to 15,31,669, while the country's death toll due to the disease rose to 34,193, with 768 deaths reported in the last 24 hours, the data updated at 8 a.m. showed. The recovery rate among COVID-19 patients has risen to 64.51%. Maharashtra has reported the highest number of cases, followed by Tamil Nadu, Delhi, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh and West Bengal. In the northeast, Assam has reported 34,947 cases of the pathogen. A total of 4,269 cases have been reported in Tripura, 2,317 in Manipur, Arunachal Pradesh 1,330, Meghalaya has reported 779 cases, Sikkim 579 and Mizoram has registered 384 infections so far. The overall number of global COVID-19 cases has increased to over 16.73 million, while the deaths have topped to more than 6.6 lakh, according to the Johns Hopkins University. As of this morning, the total number of cases stood at 1,67,30,543, while the fatalities rose to 6,60,142. The US accounted for the world's highest number of infections and fatalities at 43,51,997 and 1,49,256 respectively. Brazil came in the second place with 24,83,191 infections and 88,539 deaths. Deputy Commissioner and Chairman District Task Force for COVID-19 Wokha Orinthan Lotha has informed that in the interest of public health and safety and abundant caution and taking into consideration about the reports of positive COVID-19 cases in Wokha district and in view to contain and prevent the spread of coronavirus under the powers conferred under sections 2, 3 and 4 of the Epidemic Disease Act 1897, hereby promulgate the order applicable throughout Wokha district starting from 1st August 2020 till 7th August 2020. According to a DIPR report, all inter-district movement of vehicles shall remain closed except for movement of essential commodities, security forces, emergency medical services and persons or departments on bona fide government duty. Vehicles carrying essential commodities to be thoroughly frisked at all the interstate and inter-district check gates, and the police personnel manning the check gates are to ensure that only the driver and the handyman with valid permit and ID card are to be allowed entry into the district. Any person, group of persons acting in violation of this order shall be deemed to have committed an offensible punishable under section 188 of the Indian Penal Code and Epidemic Disease Act 1897. A review meeting of the Noklak Sub-Divisional Task Force on COVID-19 was held yesterday at the DP's Court, Noklak. The meeting was chaired by the SDO Civil Noklak C. Punyan. On reviewing the various measures taken so far, the task force found necessary to regulate inter-district movement. Therefore, the meeting, after thorough discussion, decided that all inter-district movement will be strictly regulated. People coming from outside the state and from the red zone districts within the state shall mandatorily produce swab tests for COVID-19 test. There shall be no exemption for any category, government servants or otherwise. Those arriving without the test report shall be quarantined for 14 days of home quarantine. As entrusted and endorsed by the SDPDB NOCLUG to assess the means to procure TrueNAT machines, the members agreed to forward the matter to the Department of Health and Family Welfare and to appeal to the government to allot 2 numbers of TrueNAT Quadro to the district. The meeting further decided to appeal the MLAs of the district to pursue it relentlessly to the government. And with that, we come to the end of this news broadcast. Do subscribe to us on the YouTube channel and also follow us on our Facebook page and Twitter as well, and stay updated with the latest from across the world, the country, the region and from the state as well. Meanwhile, stay safe, practice safe health hygiene and maintain social distancing wherever you are. But most importantly, take good care of yourself. Thanks for watching.